Hello and welcome to Winning Post Ultra in association with Delton. I'm Mandira Lalwani. I'm here at a part of the Mumbai racecourse that isn't very often seen by anybody else. This is the area of the stables where all the thoroughbreds that race here at this lovely racetrack are housed, fed and kept. Before we go any further, a quick look at the headlines. A quick roundup of all the major races over the last week. Serjeant At Arms, truly a special one. We get up close and personal with Yash Narredu. First up, all the highlights from last week's racing in our special segment, Horse Talk. Frivolous was another Derby prospect who showed good form after a reversal on his first outing this season. With Sandesh to guide his fortunes, Frivolous braved to take charge early in the straight and then galloped powerfully to notch up a facile win. He was steaming in at the finish without visible assistance from the jockey, implying that the longer trips are well within his strides.
Of multi-glory, then there's Uncle Scrooge making some improvement on the outside, but with about 200 meters more to one, Frivolous is about 2.5 lengths clear of multi-glory. 100 to go, and Frivolous in the hands of jockey Sandesh is well clear of multi-glory, finishing up second. Then there is Uncle Scrooge a long way back third. Then there is
our pacemaker did a good job. June made a good clip. We wanted a good clip. We didn't want a very slow run race. And he's done everything we expected him to do. He's come into the straight, he's gone clear, and he's won by 2 lengths. So we are very happy with his run.
I felt, it was between us and Sherlock, and like Jaydev Uncle said, June set a great pace for us, give us the best chance to win, and coming down the stretch, he did everything he needed to come clear 2 lengths or so. Yeah.
This race was nothing for him. In fact, he should have won even previous 2 races, but something went wrong. He didn't took the start properly. Now he has taken the start and he finished it off. Future plan, now let us talk to the trainer and we'll finalize. But hopefully we might go to Bangalore.
In his first run only, he had beaten Mrs. Petmore. Both were running for the first time. On that ground alone, he should have run much better races. But anyway, something went wrong in last 2 starts. Today he had proved himself, and we hope in future he will win many races.
Frivolous was running in the mile and quarter race today, which I thought the distance would be definitely in his favor. And I'm very pleased with his victory, and he's done a very good timing, and I think he's coming back to his form what he has produced in Pune, and just keeping our fingers crossed and hoping for the best. Not decided where he'll be running, which classic, but soon we will be deciding.
The Radhesham Jhunjhunwala Million looked a tough race to predict as the weights had confounded the calculations. Trainer Hosidar Daji's ward, Critics' Choice, stretched his form and winning run with another piece of brilliance on the turf, showing blistering pace at the finish to win the million with a touch of class. He has shown mettle for further glories and looks a candidate for this year's Sprinters' Cup.
Holy Smoke on the outside, a length for the back. There's Congressional, Airco, Dancing Prances, and Critics' Choice is making progress on the outside with about 250 meters more to run. Rennie under the stick is about a length and a half in front of Holy Smoke, and Critics' Choice joining the fight now. It's Critics' Choice on the outside who goes past Rennie. It's Critics' Choice about a length in front and going away. Critics' Choice wins this one from Rennie, finishing up second. Then there is Holy Smoke followed by Airco and Dancing Prances together. Then there is...
Well, she jumped out and she got cut out of the race, and at one stage she was at the back of the field, but I was not very bothered because this is the way she likes to run, so in a way it turned out to be a blessing. I think Dancing Prances is now feeling his age, and I beat him comfortably last time, and she's getting better while she's not getting better. So I in fact thought Holy Smoke would be the one to, because he ran after a while and he ran her a half a length. But then she's just good, so she just does everything on her own.
The Fight Hunger Foundation is one of the few Indian NGOs dedicated to prevention of malnutrition amongst children. The RWITC has always supported several such noble causes over the years and helped spread awareness on its turf. The Fight Hunger Foundation trophy was thus instituted for 3-year-old horses, most making their debuts. For a first-time runner, Timeless from trainer Sundarji's yard enjoyed a dream debut. Jockey P. Trevor seemed unperturbed as the rookie bay found himself at the wrong end of the field through the first half of the race. While the others were charging towards finish, Timeless gathered momentum on turning for home. Windsor Forest had galloped ahead of the rest and had shaped like a winner, but Timeless arrived with a scorching finish to snatch victory on the last stride in a dramatic finish.
But it is Windsor House from Timeless, it's Windsor Forest from Timeless, it's Windsor Forest from Timeless, it's Windsor Forest from Timeless, Timeless, Windsor Forest should be the 1 and 2, Love Magnific, third head of Stunner.
The feature race for this week is the Ramniwas Ramnarain Ruia Gold Cup, which is an extremely important race considered as the lead-up to the Derby. It had 3 horses in the field and Serjeant At Arms was just beyond impressive. Have a look at our Ultra Champion. Poised perfectly 3 weeks to the prestigious Indian Derby, the Ramniwas Ramnarain Ruia Gold Cup is an ideal lead-up for the biggest race of the land. It's the race to fine-tune contenders and there is enough rest period to recoup and stay fresh for the Derby. Although this year's edition of the Group 2 race had only 3 runners, the presence of the Indian 2000 Guineas winner, Serjeant At Arms, retained the interest in the race as the Ataulahi-trained star colt was out on his prep run for the forthcoming Indian Derby. The spotlight was on the colt and Serjeant At Arms pleased one and all with a classic performance on the track. More than the ease with which he won, his manner of victory was what took one's breath away.
With about 300 meters more to run, and it's Serjeant At Arms cruising along merrily. He's about a length in front of St. Andrews and Highland Prince, but coming into the final furlong, it's Serjeant At Arms going quite easily, scoring a very impressive victory to win the Ramniwas Ramnarain Ruia Gold Cup by about 3.5-4 in front of St. Andrews, finishing second. Highland Breeze.
Basically, this was the lead up to the Derby, the Indian Derby, to a mile and a half. He's run 3 with this race today, of which he's lost 1 in Mysore. So there was a doubt in him getting the mile and a half. He's done it well, so let's hope for the best now.
3 horses field, like comfortable, he's good form. And just instruction horses just settle down for in the race. Just horse be relaxed in the today, very cool, and just throughout the race he just moving, traveling well. To follow, I just kept him out and just let him travel he easily. 2000 Guinea was I sat just well up position because of the after the jump all the just drawn fight, the horses took it out and no chance to sit me the behind. Just I was fly, my drawn was 3 and just I sat well up and just let him travel that day, and he's good now. Today is comfortable, 3 horses only, there no tension like 2000 Guineas.
Well, I must say that I was impressed. He won it the way he should win it if he's got a chance in the Derby, and I think looking after this race, I think he's definitely made his he's going to make his presence felt in the Derby. Basically, this is the way he should be ridden. I think that day the horse got a bit too keen after the start and he was sitting second, unfortunately. He won it well, but of course today he won it much better. And that's the way he should be ridden.
Time now to get up and close in our new segment, In the Saddle. This time, it's the scion of the Narredu family, Yash. Yash Narredu is the new kid on the block in the professional world of racing with a fresh outlook matched with a mature attitude. He spoke at length on his blossoming career and his various interests.
This is a very important stage of my life and one has to be focused, and I am. And like it said in the showbiz, the three most important things are entertainment, entertainment and entertainment. For me, it's only horses, horses and horses. When I started off in Bombay, I rode just for 3 days. I had no winners. And after that, I moved to Bangalore to gain some more experience and confidence. My dad told me to start. He told me move around, ride more horses. That's how you're going to gain more experience. My first winner was for Mr. Suleiman Atolai in the colours of Dr. Vijay Mallya, which was a great start for me. And then I had around 23 winners over there. By the end of it, I was fighting for championship with my cousin Suraj. Since my childhood, I've been with the horses, with dad, with uncle and with Suraj. We've only been around horses, and once you are with the horse, you fall in love with them. It's that easy to like them. It's a funny thing. I think that whenever we talk, even in a normal conversation, there's always horse language. And if there's someone else, a guest or someone who doesn't know, he's not going to understand. That's how it goes at home. Suppose we had athletics in school, a sports day or something, and suppose my brother was running or I was, and we would be like, if it was an 800-meter race, we would discuss it like we were riding a horse. Like, okay, we'll sit here, we'll sit there, and we'll want to spurt in the last 100 meters. It was that funny, and now when we think about it, it's like, why would we talk like that? The Invitation Cup is a very special race in my life, and I was quite lucky to get that ride because I had never ridden Quasar. In the morning track work and race, I never rode him before that. It happened to be that one day there was no one to ride him in the morning, and I supposedly cantered him. Dad asked me, would you canter him? I said yes, and I was quite excited to canter him. And that evening, Mr. Jaydev Modi asked Dad, said, who would be riding him? Because there was no jockey available. Dad was trying to search for every jockey possible, but there was no one. And he asked Dad that who's riding him in the morning? And Dad said, Yash cantered him today. And Mr. Jaydev Modi said that, so why don't we put Yash up? My dad was completely shocked. He's like, sir, he's a young boy, he's an apprentice still. We cannot take the risk of putting him up in the Invitation Cup. But he said that he had the confidence in me. Mr. Jaydev Modi supported me that time, and he gave my dad the confidence that no, we can put him up and he will ride well and he can win. My dad didn't even give me instructions. He told me, enjoy the race, that's all. Mr. Jaydev Modi came up to me. He corrected my chin strap of my helmet and he said that, just win. Quasar was a nice long striding horse, so we wouldn't like to break him and hold him back and fight with him. So I let him stride and he was in a good position like we wanted him to be. And then I just kept stepping on from there on and he galloped in the straight for me. He galloped on till the post and won for me. It was a big day and there was a lot of crowd, but at the winning post, it was like silence for me. I was not able to understand what happened because I won the Invitation Cup, a Group 1, and for me winning at that stage, it was just the first year of mine and I could not believe it that I won this race. I was understanding slowly that what race I have won and how much it means to me and how much it's going to take me ahead in my career. The crowd's behavior, they've always been like that, I think. If you win a race for them, they'll be cheering for you. The next race you lose, they will use abusive language and they will be angry. But it's okay, it's a part of racing and you have to take it. But that day it was a little more than expected and they could just not digest the fact that a good horse has won. Be Safe and Quasar were meeting for the first time after the invitation. Whole of Bangalore was packed and the pressure at that moment, I cannot express it in words. But in the paddock, Mr. Jaydev Modi, my dad, the partners, they gave me so much confidence, the confidence I got at home. And we were like, we know a good horse is going to win. The better horse will win, you do your best. I was leading for champion jockey and I thought I'm going to become champion for the first time in my career of 2 years. And I was really looking forward to it. But unfortunately, I had a very bad fall. It didn't look that bad if you look at the video, but I had a fall and I broke my wrist. I broke my wrist and it got dislocated. So it could not be fixed without a surgery. So I had to go under a surgery, and there was a plate and 6 screws put in my wrist to fix it right, and that took over 3 months. The doctor told me that it's not going to break now, don't worry. What was supposed to be fixed, it's fixed. Now all you need to do is physiotherapy. And my physiotherapist would literally pull my wrist apart and bend it to make it right. And I thought he's going to break it, but it got me faster back on a horse. I came back after 3 months and I was riding June, trained by Mr. Jhunjhunwala. She won her first start with me in her career and she went to the front. And I said that I'll do the same with her this time. And I knew from where to pick her up. She's more of a one-paced filly, and I did that with her and she won. My family told me from day one, with horses I'm going to learn every day, and I wanted to improve. And Pat Million came down to ride for Dad in the Indian Derby, and I was hesitant in the start to go and talk to him because I knew he's a top jockey, and I never spoke to someone at that level. But I went up to him with all the confidence because I wanted to learn more and gain more experience. And I went up to him and asked him that, sir, that I need to gain a little bit of experience. Will it be possible for me to go anywhere abroad? Would you suggest something for me to go and learn? He said, yes, Yash, you can come down to Ireland and work with me. I was working for the top trainer, Mr. Dermot Weld over there, and Pat Million was first jockey for him. And I was riding the best horses in Ireland. And I gained a lot of experience because the way of his training was quite different. And also I was working with another trainer, Mr. John Fiend, who was giving me the rides in Ireland. And he supported me a lot. He was speaking to other trainers and letting them know about me because no one knew me in Ireland. And he helped me a lot. He got me a few rides from the other trainers too. And because of Mr. Dermot Well's name, I was known in Ireland after that. The jockeys in Ireland, they didn't expect much, they didn't know who I was, but then when they saw me ride, I got a lot of positive energy from them, which built my confidence even more. When I was leaving, I was with Colm Donaghy one day driving to a racetrack, and he told me that, Yash, you'll feel fresh when you go back home. That's what he does when he comes to India and when he goes back to Ireland. Even if he's tired over here, he feels the energy in him, he told me. And I felt the same way, and he said that confidence is the key to winning races. I have had a few close friends, and marriage, I'm too soon to even think about it, and I want to be quite successful before I even have that thought in my mind. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there for now. Someone who can support me like my family does, and support my family too. I like playing cricket. The T20s are better. I think it's more fun to watch. Virat Kohli is my favourite for now. He inspires me because he wants to do better always, and that's what I want to do. I like to watch more of Hindi comedy movies. Recently, other than the comedy movies, I watched Dangal, and that movie has a lot to teach. If in that movie, they've shown like how a father has inspired and made his two daughters to do what he could not. I think Ranbir Kapoor and Deepika Padukone, because Ranbir Kapoor, I love his personality. He's a man I would want to be. The way he is, the gentleman he is, that's how someone should be. I was not superstitious before when I started off, but when I started riding Quasar, the colors, my racing goggles, and the breeches, these were a few things that I used only on him. I thought that they're lucky for me. I still don't believe that much in it, but it gets into your head that, I want to do the same things that I did that day, and I hope it works that way. It makes me feel more comfortable. I love shopping, so if I get free time, I'll be gone in a mall or somewhere, just looking at, even if I'm not buying anything, I just love going around and looking at stuff that I really like. And yeah, I'm shopping, and then I'll meet a few friends if I'm free, if I'm not riding anywhere. Dad's always taught me to sleep early and get up early. I'm too young to advise the youngsters now, but by my experience I can tell them that the three most important things are passion, dedication, and do what you love doing.
When we return, we have a look at the contenders for the Vilupunawala Indian Oaks. Stay with us. Time now to look ahead to the Vilupunawala Indian Oaks and examine the top contenders for this race, also known as the Ladies' Derby.
We have Silver Beauty, a final entry in the Indian Oaks. The filly has done nothing wrong. She is the winner of 1000 guineas in Calcutta Oaks, and she ran second in the Calcutta Derby. She's a small filly with a big heart, with only 370 plus kilos weight. She's travelled very well, and we are hoping for the best. We are going to take our chances in the Indian Oaks. I think a horse to look for in the race is Mrs. Patmore, who is the winner of the Indian 1000 guineas, and I personally think she will definitely stay. So we are taking our chances and hoping for the best.
I have three fillies running in the Oaks. There's Frosty, there's Mrs. Patmore and Temerity. Frosty is good staying filly. She ran a second in the Hyderabad Oaks over a mile and a half. She'll put up a good show. Mrs. Patmore won the Guineas. She did it well. She's been keeping her form and things are good. Temerity had a mishap in the Guineas where she misbehaved in the gate, and I think she lost her confidence, so I think you can ignore that run. I think she put up a very good show in the Oaks.
The filly who stays well, she's won her last start, quite battled out and won quite well. And hopefully she's improved and she should run a big race in the Oaks. I think the horses that won the Guineas, Mrs. Patmore, Temerity, Astros, these three horses are there.
And here's what's making news on social media. Let's go straight to England, where Linkfield Park was filled with emotions, joy, happiness all around as Bill Davis won his very first race after being an owner for 26 years. His trainer Philip Hyde was ecstatic. This win came with array of elegance. Back home in India and in the silks of Dr. Vijay Mallya was Salazar, who won the South India Stakes, trained by Irfan Kitala and ridden by Pete Trevor. And the social media world is abuzz with activity as the RWITC is all geared up for the biggest few weeks of sport starting this Sunday with the Vilupunawala Indian Oaks. And a correction. Bold Command, as of the 13th of January, has a record timing for 1,400 meters at the Bangalore Turf Club, as the official timing that was recorded seems to have been wrong. And that's all we have time for on this episode of The Winning Post. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you missed anything at all, you can always catch it on our YouTube channel. Remember to follow Mohit Lalwani on Twitter and like our Facebook page. Till we see you next time, goodbye from all of us at Winning Post Ultra, and may the horse be with you.